where wellness gets unfiltered. This is the podcast where real talk meets whole self-transformation. I am your host, Autumn Noble O'Hanlon. I'm a coach, healer, author, and wellness guide, and I have created this unfiltered space for women who want more out of life, but on their own terms. Every week, we will dive into the messy, beautiful, and often contradictory layers of wellness, covering everything from career shifts and body image to energy healing, intuitive living, fitness, burnout recovery, and creating change that actually sticks. Whether you're chasing a new chapter, healing old wounds, or just trying to reconnect with yourself in a loud, overwhelming world, Lady-ish is here to support your evolution. You can expect honest conversations, coaching wisdom, holistic tools, spiritual insights, and permission to be a little bit of everything and nothing that you're not. Because wellness isn't one size fits all, and neither are you. Welcome back, everyone, to the podcast. I am so glad that you are here. This episode is all about manifestation, but not in the fluffy, just wish for it and wait for it to happen kind of a way. We are going to talk about how manifestation actually works, the energy behind it, the science that supports it, and the importance of gratitude and shadow work in the whole process. So if you've ever wondered why everyone is talking about manifestation, or you've given it a try and can't figure out how to make it work, today's episode is for you. Let's go ahead and get started with the science behind manifestation, energy, and attraction. At its very core, manifestation is rooted in this truth that everything is energy. From a scientific point of view, physics tells us that every single thing, your body, your thoughts, your emotions, your desk, your coffee cup, is made up of energy vibrating at different frequencies. So when we talk about like attracting like, it's not just some spiritual thing that we made up. It's actually physics. Vibrations in resonance amplify each other. So if your thoughts and emotions are vibrating at a frequency of abundance, joy, or openness, you will naturally begin to attract experiences and people that match that vibration. In contrast, when you're vibrating in a frequency of fear, scarcity, or frustration, you magnetize more of that same energy and bring it to you. So manifestation at its core, it's not just about sitting back and wishing and hoping and dreaming and creating vision boards. It's about tuning your internal energy to align with what you want to call in. And as simple as that sounds, that is the hardest part of manifestation. We have to actually make sure that our body, our heart, our soul, our whole energy changes as we do our manifestation work, which means that if there is a part of us, even at a deep and unconscious level, that is vibrating at a frequency of fear or has thoughts and beliefs that are contrary to what we're trying to manifest, the manifestation is not going to work because your energy is contaminated from the very beginning. And we'll talk more about this later when I get into shadow work. I remember my first encounter with the idea of the law of attraction and manifestation. I was flying somewhere, and one of the documentaries available on the plane was the documentary on the book The Secret by Esther Hicks. And it really kind of blew my mind in its simplicity. And then I got the book and I really kind of dove into this idea and science behind manifestation. And I could not believe how simple it was. And I couldn't wrap my head around why everybody wasn't doing this. And then, like many of us, I start doing the work and I realize it's a lot harder than it's set up to be or that it looks like in the documentary. If you haven't seen the documentary on The Secret or read the book, it talks about Esther Hicks and the teachings of Abraham, who is an entity that Esther Hicks sort of channels and, translates Abraham's messages into the book, The Secret. The writings of Esther Hicks and the information provided from Abraham helped really bring the law of attraction into the mainstream. The idea that what you focus on creates your reality. Years later, when I got into the coaching realm and I was really working through some thought work and cognitive behavioral therapy based teachings, I recognized that there were elements of the law of manifestation kind of built into that thought work. And it's this idea that whatever thought we have about whatever is happening in our life is causing some type of an energetic emotional response in our bodies. And that emotion drives us to do or not do all sorts of things in alignment with that energy. I think it's a very concrete way of recognizing, yeah, the energy of our thoughts and those emotions do actually drive us to take action in alignment with that energy, thereby creating things that align with that vibration and frequency. So for me, it's sort of two sides of the same coin and maybe a more simplistic way of thinking about this underlying law of manifestation and attraction. However you want to think about it, it sounds very overly simple, but the principle itself is very powerful. Wherever you focus your energy, it will expand. Esther Hicks talks about this idea of an emotional guidance scale where your emotions are really acting as your compass. So when you're feeling love or joy or appreciation, you're in alignment with your desires, your dreams, and your goals because you're vibrating at a higher frequency that will attract by nature more abundance to you. In contrast, when you're feeling doubt or worry or shame or impatience, you're resisting those desires and you're not attracting the abundance that you seek. That kind of energetic and emotional dissonance, it doesn't just delay your manifestations, it actually blocks them energetically because you're operating at a frequency that is opposite to what you're trying to attract. So if you think of two magnets that have opposing forces, they're going to repel each other. And in the same kind of a way, when our vibrations are low, we're not going to attract the abundance and the positive things that we're trying to bring into our life because the energetic frequencies are mutually exclusive. So at its core, the way that I teach manifestation to my clients is to think about trying to stay centered in appreciation and gratitude, even when things aren't happening yet. I think that's really key. And so one simple way of sort of thinking about this is when things aren't working out the way that you want to, try and find the silver lining in that and try and find ways to be grateful for the delay or being grateful for where your life is right now, even though it might not look exactly how you want it to. It's trying to find those small slivers of appreciation and gratitude to keep our vibration high, even when the plan that we've made for our life isn't unfolding the way that we want it to. We have to try and find that silver lining and stay positive, which brings me to what I believe is sort of the heart of manifestation. And it's this idea that gratitude is the magnet of manifestation. And when you're doing manifestation work, we have to sort of wrap it in a bundle of gratitude and appreciation. I truly believe that gratitude is the heartbeat of manifestation work. And when you express gratitude, you signal to your unconscious, your subconscious, and to the universe or to your God or whatever you believe that you are already abundant and that you already have enough. You're recognizing the blessings that are already around you and saying to the universe, I have, I receive, and I trust. And that vibration is truly magnetic. It will draw in more experiences into your life that match that frequency of fulfillment and abundance and appreciation. It will bring you more things into your life that will make you feel abundant and fulfilled and more things to appreciate. So here's where a lot of people start to really struggle with manifestation. And I think it's just a purely human response. When your manifestations don't show up yet, you start to get frustrated or doubtful, or this is dumb, or this is not working, or I'm not doing it right. But at its core, what you're noticing and reflecting on is the lack of what you want. It's this energy of my life is not what I want it to be. There's not enough of what I'm wanting. It's not good enough. And that energy of I don't have it yet, that's what you draw back to you. So you're actually drawing to yourself more lack, more not having it, more not having enough. Because at the root of that frustration and disappointment and judgment in your manifestation work, it all comes back to your observation that you don't have it. And that's the energy of lack, that from that space, you're just going to draw more of it to you. So we have to really focus on staying in gratitude, not just for what's already in your life, but for what's still unfolding, and being grateful and thankful and trusting the universe or your God or whatever you believe, trusting and being thankful that that higher power has your back and will support you on this journey in helping you find your right path or whatever it is that you're wanting. And so being grateful for that and rooting down in that trust and faith that your higher power is going to bring you what is most in alignment with your highest and greatest good, and putting your trust there and letting go of any observation that you don't have it yet or it hasn't really unfolded yet. We have to step back and trust. I know it's coming. I have faith and I believe that my path is unfolding just as it should. So trying saying to yourself, I'm so grateful for the love, the abundance, and the opportunities that are finding their way to me right now. Because this doesn't say, I'm grateful for everything that I've asked for that I'm getting. It's sort of recognizing that in every day, in every moment, in every relationship and experience is a gift and an opportunity for growth. And recognizing that is a very simple way to incorporate gratitude and abundance into your daily life and to keep your vibration high, even when your manifestations don't seem to be happening fast enough for our little human brains. Now, with all that in mind, I want to touch on something that isn't always talked about in mainstream manifestation circles, and that is shadow work. And it's something that I've been doing a lot of lately, and that I'm folding into my new coaching program that I'm going to be rolling out. And that is having one-on-one sessions with my clients where we explore your shadow work and shine a light on why and how your shadow self is impeding your progress and your manifestations. It is incredibly powerful work, because shadow work is about exploring the parts of ourselves that we tend to hide or ignore. It's those subconscious beliefs and fears and patterns that might be sabotaging what we actually want. For example, one thing that I see a lot, you may be consciously telling the universe and in your manifestation work, wanting more abundance. Maybe it's more wealth, maybe it's more stability. But deep down, your shadow self might have a lot of judgments about wealth or people with wealth. It might think that success and money makes people selfish, or that wealthy people aren't good people. Those are the types of judgments and the types of energetic vibrations that are sort of bubbling below the surface that are counteracting your desire to manifest more wealth and abundance in your life. So those subconscious beliefs and programs create an energetic dissonance that we often aren't even aware of. And until you resolve and pay attention to that shadow self, your vibration is always going to be off and scattered and hindered. And your manifestation work is not going to be clean and as powerful as it could be otherwise. That is why shadow work is so powerful and such an essential part of manifestation, because it will help you integrate those hidden parts of your entire self and align with what you're calling in. It sort of opens up those deeper and darker parts of ourselves so that we can heal them, cleanse them, and bring them into alignment with the vibration that we want to be operating from. I'm so excited to be incorporating shadow work into my new structured coaching program that I'm going to be launching in the next several weeks. So if you have never heard of shadow work, or if you sort of have an aha moment, like, okay, I might be having some subconscious beliefs that are keeping me from creating the life that I actually want, this is your sign that there is some deeper work for you to do. And I hope that you will subscribe to the podcast, check out my newsletter at autumnnoble.com, and get the information on my new coaching program when it is released, so that you can grab your seat and we can do that work together and eliminate those patterns that are holding you back from the true abundance that you are seeking. So stay tuned. I'll be sharing more about all of that very soon. So let's close today with a really short manifestation practice that you can take with you and use on your own. Wherever you are, if you are able, just take a nice, long and slow, deep breath in and a nice, long exhale. Let your shoulders drop Let your jaw and your face relax. Now, visualize something that you're currently trying to manifest. Maybe it's a goal, a relationship, a home, or just a feeling, maybe a feeling of peace and stability. I want you to see yourself experiencing that desire and see yourself clearly experiencing that in your mind. Notice everything about that visual, the colors, the sounds, the emotions. Just observing yourself experiencing that manifestation and noticing all of the details that go along with it. Now, instead of longing for that manifestation to be your reality, I want you to think it and give gratitude for it. And say silently, thank you for already being on your way. Thank you for the perfect divine timing in which you will arrive. Feel that gratitude for that gift that's coming, and feel that gratitude expand your chest and warm your belly. Let it fill your entire body in a soft, warm light, love, and appreciation. Breathe in that feeling fully and fill your chest and your stomach, and trust that it is already done. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope that this episode helped you see manifestation not as magic, but as energy and something that you can consciously work with through awareness, gratitude, and shadow integration. If you want to go deeper into this work, especially the shadow work we discussed, be sure to follow me on social media, visit my website, autumnnoble.com, and sign up for my newsletter so that you will be the first to know when my new coaching program launches. And if you loved today's episode, be sure to share it with a friend or leave a quick review. It helps this community grow and helps more people find the tools that they need to manifest their most aligned life. Until next time, stay in gratitude, stay in trust, and remember that what you seek is already seeking you.